Welcome back to the Bluffton News. We are still here at Bimmers in Bluffton, and with me now is the Vice President of the M Division, and that is Esteban Valentin. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, very nice to meet you. So we're going to talk a little bit about your chapter and kind of how that's growing and how you got involved with that.
So the M chapter was started probably about a year and a half ago. It was what they call a non-geo, so it covers United States and many other areas. So it's not localized in one single place. And it was during the pandemic, so it was a challenge to grow it. But it was something that a lot of people wanting to happen. M chapter is what we call the M brand, right? The M brand is the top line of the BMW cars, performance vehicles. So there's a lot of enthusiasts out there that were wanting to have this chapter. So we've just hit over 1,000 about a couple weeks ago. So it's thank you. It's been really, really challenging, but at the same time, it's been really, really fun. And I just see it continue to grow. And at this pace, I hope that by end of next year, we're almost at 2,000. So that's my goal, to see how we can grow it to double the size.
Well, luckily, we're hopefully getting through this pandemic, so it'll be a little easier to grow things. Were you a member before getting into the M thing? So tell us a little bit about how you decided to move from a regular member to going to this way.
So I started back in 2016 with my first BMW. So I've been with the BMW CCA for about 5 years now. But I was really active on my local chapter in Florida. And I was trying to do more events, trying to do social events, lunches, autocross events. So once I started doing some more events, I just started getting more and more involved. Started networking a little bit more. Because of my work, I also travel a lot. I'm a software engineer. So I go to different places and I use it as a networking mechanism. So as soon as I started meeting more people, kind of got more involved with more of the other chapter members. And when the M chapter started to develop, my name kind of was thrown into the pot because of my involvement with the other chapters and the drive. I just love the brand a lot, and I'm really active on social media, so they kind of selected me to be part of that group. And to me it was an honor because I'm paired up with some other people that have been with the CCA for 15-20 years, and I'm only been like 5 years, but I got the drive and I wanted to help the chapter grow, so that's how I got more involved.
Excellent. Well, now I think in every segment somebody has mentioned the word autocross, and I haven't delved into that yet, so maybe you could give us some details. What does that mean?
So autocross is usually it's a timed event. It's like an empty parking lot usually, and it has a lot of cones set up where you have like an outline where you can track the car. It's usually to teach you how to have good car control, and it's a really great way to get more involved with these cars and understand how capable they are, because it's usually in a really controlled environment, not high speed. So it's a great entry point for someone that wants to do like further track racing later on. So it's a really good entry point to be able to have fun with these cars in a really safe, controlled environment.
And so we talked a little bit earlier with Chris about how you can become a member just in general of CCA, but obviously you're a special division of that. And
definitely.
As we talked about, you're trying to grow that. So tell us a little bit if somebody's interested in getting into the M division, how they do so.
So with the M chapter, you can easily just call national office and let them know that you want to be part of the M chapter. You can also join, if you're already a chapter member of your local chapter, you can actually add us as a secondary. But I encourage everyone to actually try to also engage with your local chapter, because the only way that the M chapter is really going to be successful is if we have that, that connection with the local chapters also, because we're trying to expand the growth of the club as a whole, not take members away from anyone. So I think it's really, really important that if you're looking to get into the BMW CCA as a whole, think of probably having 2 chapters. I would definitely encourage you to have the M chapter, because we're trying to do like regional events and something that's more tailored for M performance cars. But at the same time, join your local chapter, because I think there's a lot of also potential for you to network and meet like-minded people locally where you are. So I would definitely encourage you to do the M chapter, because I'm the M chapter, but welcome to the BMW CCA regardless.
And you did mention earlier also that you're very active on social media. So if somebody would like to follow you, maybe they're not quite sure what they want to do yet, but they'd like to follow you and see what is going on, how do they find you?
So I'm mostly on Instagram, BAN_M2C. And I'm also on Facebook. I mean, you can always find on M Chapter on Facebook also. So that's usually on Instagram is where I'm most active.
And we mentioned earlier that you're the vice president of the M chapter, but you're going soon to be, so congratulations, right?
you.
Soon to be the president of that. So when does that officially happen?
So we started voting beginning of November, it runs through December. I'm running without any opposition, but we're still going to do it through electronic voting so people can understand how it works and all that. But it's going to be effective, official in January 2022.
Well, congratulations on that, and thank you for being with us to share all about the M division. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.